A mochi moment from Tara, who writes, "For years, all my doctor said was eat less and move more, which never worked. But you know what does? The simple eating tips from my nutritionist at Mochi. And after losing over 30 pounds, I can say you're not just another GLP-1 source. You're a life source." Thanks, Tara. I'm Myra Ahmed, founder of Mochi Health. To find your Mochi moment, visit joinmochi.com.
Tara is a Mochi member compensated for her story.
This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, September 18th, 2025. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates by a quarter percentage point and signaled that 2 more rate cuts are on the way before the end of the year as concerns continue over the labor market. Jeff Murdoch reports the Fed lowered the benchmark rate to a range between 4% and 4.25%. The Fed also signaled the possibility for more rate cuts before the end of the year and potentially in 2026. The vote for the quarter-point cut was 11-1. The sole dissenter was newly installed Governor Stephen Moran, who advocated a half percentage point cut. The major reason the Fed lowered borrowing cost was concern about sluggish job growth. The Labor Department said employers hired an average of 29,000 workers monthly for the 3 months ending in August. A fight over extending Affordable Care Act subsidies is playing out on a short-term spending bill proposed by Republicans to keep the government open. Lindsay McPherson reports Democrats are largely united against the stopgap spending bill Republicans have proposed to continue current government funding levels and policies through November 21st. Not included in the bill is an extension of enhanced tax credits for subsidizing insurance purchased through the Obamacare exchanges, which are set to expire at the end of the year. Democrats say their aim is still the same, saving healthcare access for Americans. Republicans say Democrats are using the government funding deadline as a hostage to get their way on an unrelated policy demand. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Rick Crawford says multiple U.S. counterintelligence agencies charged with neutralizing foreign spy operations lack focus and the system needs reform. The Arkansas Republican told our Bill Gertz that hearings and oversight since 2017 have highlighted the need for legislative fixes. A recently introduced measure is called the Strategic Enhancement of Counterintelligence and Unifying Reform Efforts Act, or SECURE Act. Critics say American counterintelligence has lacked an offensive, proactive focus and relied instead on defensive approaches. A delegation of Taiwanese officials is calling for an intelligence sharing pact among the U.S., Japan, and Taiwan to help counter China's designs on the Pacific and beyond. The officials, Ben Wolfgang report, say such an agreement would be a key step forward in cooperation and coordination and would represent a significant geopolitical statement. Taiwan has long pressed for inclusion in the United Nations, but China's status as a permanent member of the UN Security Council has made such a step difficult, if not impossible. A half-dozen men have been accused of slipping abortion pills to their pregnant wives or girlfriends since the Food and Drug Administration relaxed its safeguards on mifepristone. The cases include that of Emerson Evans, Valerie Richardson reports. The 31-year-old Illinois man was charged last month with intentional homicide. Abortion pills are legal in Illinois, but not Texas, which bans most abortions and specifically prohibits abortion-inducing drugs from being mailed into the state. Even so, at least 2 men from Texas have been charged with secretly administering the pills. And finally, rhetoric is heating up against fascism and the far right. Susan Fiuccio reports the term followed recently slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk to college campuses, where he debated students on liberal policies and ideology amid protests against his viewpoints. Democrats have used the label as a weapon against President Trump and his followers. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.
If you love chilling mysteries, unsolved cases, and a touch of mom-style humor, Moms and Mysteries is the podcast you've been searching for. Hey guys, I'm Mandy.
And I'm Melissa. Join us every Tuesday for Moms and Mysteries, your gateway to gripping, well-researched true crime stories. Each week, we deep dive into a variety of mind-boggling cases as we shed light on everything from heists to whodunits. We're your go-to podcast for mysteries with a motherly touch. Subscribe now to Moms and Mysteries wherever you get your podcasts.